Going to be talking about
China.
Thanks, Donald. Now, who has heard of the Chinese Civil War? Well, the Chinese Civil War was a civil war in China between the Kuomintang, KMT, and Chinese Communist Party, CCP, from 1927 to 1950, with a truce from 1937 to 1945 to defend China from Japan. Except there was technically a civil war in China before the one we all know. In order to fully understand both of these civil wars, you need to go back to the last dynasty of imperial China, the Qing dynasty. Although it brought China to its greatest extent, it became extremely corrupt in the 19th century, allowing European powers and Japan to carve out spheres of influence. In 1911, the Xinhai Revolution overthrew the Qing and established the Republic of China. Sun Yat-sen, the father of Republican China, although an influential figure in the Qing's overthrow, was not president. That title was given to Yuan Shikai, the commander of the Beiyang Army, which was originally an army established by the Qing in the early 20th century. However, relations between the KMT and Beiyang Army were far from friendly. In fact, in 1915, Yuan Shikai declared himself Hongshan Emperor. This was almost immediately resisted by the other Beiyang generals, causing division in China. After Yuan's death 1 year later, China became fragmented into a number of provinces ruled by generals of the Beiyang Army and others, beginning the warlord era. The weakness of the Beiyang cliques allowed the KMT to take control of the provinces, most notably Guangdong. In 1925, Sun Yat-sen died. Just before this, the KMT had entered into an alliance with the much smaller Chinese Communist Party. However, after Sun's death, his successor, Chiang Kai-shek, began a crackdown on Chinese communists. This infuriated the CCP, which declared war in 1927. Around a year later, the Beiyang Army's power was finally extinguished by the KMT, essentially reunifying China. By this point, the CCP was on the verge of collapse. Its main leader, Mao Zedong, led the CCP's armies out of southern China and into Shanxi province. This 2-year trek would become known as the Long March, saving the CCP from destruction. A year later, the Empire of Japan invaded China, leading the two sides to make a truce, although fighting never fully stopped. After the defeat of Japan, the truce ended. Although the KMT had a vastly superior army to that of the CCP, disunity and devastation from the Japanese invasion led the communists to overrun the mainland, establishing the ironically named People's Republic of China. The Republic of China remained on the island of Taiwan and would keep its seat on the UN Security Council until 1971, when the PRC gained the seat. In 1992, the two governments met in Hong Kong, stating that there was only one China, and that, therefore, the nations of the world could only recognize one of the two governments as the legitimate one. As of 2018, only 19 UN members, as well as the Vatican, recognize the Republic of China, while most of the international community recognizes the PRC, although many of them hold informal relations with the Republic of China. What will happen next in China is unknown. Anyway, thanks for 50 subscribers.